Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Jordan Kitchens.
Jordan, 20-footer, head of the cane, good!
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Obviously, there's only one thing we're going to talk about today. It is the passing of arguably the most influential figure in the history of Louisiana sports. Skip Bertman, who, as you now know, died early this morning at age 88. Our next 3 hours are going to be spent paying tribute to him from people who know him, who were influenced by him. And speaking of his influence, Todd Walker in 15 minutes, Terry O next hour, Bill Daly next hour, Ole Miss head coach Mike Bianco next hour, Mississippi State legendary coach Ron Polk will be with us today in hour number 3, and we are looking forward to a gigantic opportunity to celebrate the life and the legacy of a Titan in the late Skip Bertman. And probably a few better places to start here to talk about the influence of Skip on the state of Louisiana than the governor of the state of Louisiana. And Jeff Landry is good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Sir, thank you for taking a few minutes. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for giving me some time today. Of course, not exactly one of those times where we can talk about some great things that are coming up, but being able to pay tribute to someone who deserves so much in this state. It's a huge loss for the state. It really is. It really is.
You've spent the bulk of your professional life in service to the state, and obviously there are few entities run by the state bigger than LSU. From the perspective of running state government and what LSU means, if you tried to encapsulate what Skip Bertman meant to LSU in the state of Louisiana, how do you put context around that from the state's perspective?
Well, I think it's almost impossible to put context. We could absolutely try. I think you first start off by saying, Skip Bertman was the baseball what Bear Bryant did for college football, right? He was just so much bigger than just LSU baseball and LSU. It's what he symbolized to college baseball, to the world of college baseball, and then what he brought to LSU. That's the other thing too. When you think about what he brought to LSU's brand, when I got up this morning and I got to Texas, we had, people talk about legend, and so I just thought about that. He is a literal legend. He was a legend alive, and not in his past, he'll be a legend in memory. And you got to think about what that means. If it's not measured by the trophies that he's put on the walls at LSU. To me, it's a legend is someone who changes the standard forever, and I think that's what Skip Bertman did. It's someone who takes the ordinary and makes it the extraordinary. I remember reading his book and how what a perfectionist he was, and how he cared about his players and how he cared about his fans. That is an extraordinary person. And that's what we've lost. We've lost the extraordinary person who is a legend.
Did you have many opportunities to meet Skip on a personal level?
No, I got to. I mean, I've met him in passing, but I will say I was glad to have the first kind of one-on-one meeting, social visit with him at the last national championship game, and to me, I thought about that this morning. I'm thinking about if think about his life. He lived a very long life, a very accomplished life, but to be able to get in his twilight years and to be able to sit in Omaha and watch his Tiger, just chilling kind of moments. Like, what person could be able to basically end his life in a moment, like go through all of those things and you say, you know what, I'm on the twilight. I'm on my way out. But wow, I'm going to get to do this one more time. Yeah. That's unbelievable. And it's befitting, too, And I think that's the kind of care that God gives to people like Skip Bertman. Think about the lives that he's touched, the differences that he made, again, just not only in his players, but in his fans as well. It's amazing. It really is. It's an amazing person.
No, you were
amazing person we lost.
Skip was at the championship celebration in June of 2025. I know you spoke at that championship celebration as well at Alec Box Stadium. Governor Jeff Landry is with us here. Governor, is there sometimes whenever, and maybe this is a procedural thing, just forgive my ignorance, I just don't know, whenever someone of this stature passes, sometimes a city or a state may do something to honor him, and it may be way too early for this. Do you know if your office or the state has any plans of honoring Skip in any way?
Oh, yeah, we started early this morning. I'm signing executive order that we're going to fly this flights at half staff in his honor. And, on the day of his funeral, we're kind of just waiting to find out, the particulars. And then that's going to be penned. We're going to, I penned a letter to the family already today. We're going to get a flag to them. We're going to do everything we can to let his family know that this state is losing a legend, and someone that again it wasn't just what he did on the field. It's not just what he did for LSU. It's what he did for Louisiana. And so, those we're going to do everything we can to honor him.
Yeah, it's Governor, it's. I was thinking about it today. I'm not going to be sad today. I'm going to celebrate Skip Bertman today and his incredible life. I know there's a lot of people mourning, but I'm going to celebrate his incredible life and legacy. And maybe one more thought here from you. I've often said that when I look at the context of sports in our state, the grandest figures, Huey Long is largely responsible for Tiger Stadium. John McKithen is responsible for, in large part, building the Superdome. Tom Benson is the reason why we have the NFL and NBA still in the state of Louisiana. And I think Skip Bertman, because of the economy he built around baseball in this state, and then all he did as an athletic director, is in that conversation. When you think of the context of the other men that I just met, I know you know the history of the state. Do you think that's an appropriate comparison?
Absolutely. And, the other thing, I remember visiting with Jay Johnson about his relationship with Skip, too. And to me, Skip never left the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
He enjoyed his relationship with the coaches, with Mayor, with Jay. Think about the type of man that is. Think about the type of human that is. And again, the thing that to me catches or is the most memorizing thing about Skip Bertman is his attention to detail and his quest for excellence and his drive to make a person, to take a young man and to mold that person into a literal champion. Wow, that many people get to do that. That's why he's a great person. That's why look, I share that with you. I think that today should be a celebration when you can take a person who has lived a full life from beginning to end and has accomplished those things. And it's not so much what he did on earth, but what he's leaving behind and the legacy that he's leaving behind. And to me, that's why he's going to go down as a legend.
Oh, the legacy he left with his legions of players is incredible, and they're all speaking out today, and we're going to have plenty of them on the show. Governor, I know it's a busy day. Thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to share a few thoughts on the passing of Skip Bertman. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Matt. I think you're doing a great thing today, and we're all going to remember him. And guess what? The one thing he all leaves us with is that we always should strive to be a champion. So thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. That is Governor Jeff Landry spending a few minutes with us here as we push off from the dock on a Friday edition of AFR. I do have to remind you, our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. The official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Actually, you know what? This is I can actually share this with you because this was great. I saw this earlier today. I don't even have to make this into an ad read for Bud Light. But if you've never been to the Mockler Beverage Facility, this is a cool skip story. So Mr. Gary Mockler, obviously the patriarch of the family, the Mocklers are such incredible supporters of the Tigers and the Saints and so many sports in the state. But you walk into the lobby, and throughout the building, they have so much sports memorabilia. I mean, signed balls and helmets and pictures and everything. And the Mockler Beverage Facebook account, or social accounts earlier today posted this. It's a photo of Skip. It says 1988. It's the Bud Light ad on the outfield wall at the old box, and it says, "Gary, you're the best. Thanks so much, Skip, LSU, 1988." I love that picture. I saw that today. I was like, that is so great, man. It's just another way to illustrate how Skip had so many touch points in our state, man, and how he was able to rally business around that program. And my goodness, that was so cool. That's getting a share. What an awesome, awesome thing. Anyway, hopefully Skip's having a cold one in the sky today, man. No doubt. Awesome celebration of life. I mentioned we are going to spend today talking to a lot of the people whose lives he did affect. Thanks to the governor for taking a few minutes. He was just leaving a meeting. He had a very small window there to jump aboard. I wanted to get his perspective, and we appreciate it. Todd Walker, you look at 15, which is retired at Alec Box Stadium. The other three numbers honored are Todd Walker's 12, Ben McDonald's 19, and Eddie Furness's 36. The Batman, Todd Walker. He'll join us next on AFR.
AFR.
Weekend is upon us. I'm going to be downtown tomorrow for Capital Gala's Best Dress, benefiting the Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Institute. And if you're going to be downtown, might I recommend you pop into Watermark Baton Rouge. This is something I've mentioned for quite a while now. If you're going to be downtown Baton Rouge, pop on into Watermark. It's walking distance. It's right there at the corner of 3rd and Convention, so it's walking distance to the River Center. Maybe a little bit of a hike for some, especially if you're in heels. But for guys, especially if you're wearing sneakers like I am with the tux, easy walk for you. Go pop into Watermark. Have a glass of wine or a cocktail before you go down to the Capital Gala's Best Dressed. Or maybe afterwards, after the event, walk up to Watermark and extend your night a little bit there at the lobby bar at Watermark Baton Rouge. I don't know if they have any vacancy, but if you not want to drive tomorrow night, just spend the night at Watermark Baton Rouge tomorrow night. It's Watermark Baton Rouge, downtown, the corner of 3rd and Convention. Best hotel in Baton Rouge. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
We continue here on a Friday, edition of AFR. Spending the day doing what else? Honoring the life and the legacy of the great Skip Bertman. We'll talk to plenty of folks today who played for, coached with, coached against Skip Bertman. And it's very appropriate that if you look up at the facade at Alec Box Stadium, there's Skip Bertman's 15, there's Ben McDonald's 19, there's Eddie Furness's 36, and, of course, there's 12. The great Todd Walker, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. T-Dub, thanks for the time, man. How are you today?
I'm okay, Matt. How's it going?
You know, I think I don't know, man. Maybe I feel like everybody else today, Todd, but I'm definitely more in a spot of celebrating Skip instead of mourning. My condolences, but you know, when you heard the news today, what were your first reflections?
You know, Matt, I've been forced to kind of think about our own mortality. I lost my dad about a month ago.
Oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's been a brutal month, to be honest. But you know, that's exactly what I've chosen to do, is kind of celebrate where they are now, which if you believe in heaven and that type of thing. My dad couldn't see, couldn't walk, could hardly talk, had dementia with Lewy body. Now he can do all those things. So it's hard for me to be completely sad about that situation if you believe. And so I feel the same with Skip. He lost his wife, Sandy, a year and a half ago. And if we believe he's in a better place, then it's hard to be sad, except that, I enjoyed the time I had with him here on earth. And the truth is, we feel like these situations are going to last forever. Like, I feel like I just left LSU and played there. And, and with my dad for 53 years, I feel like, it was going to last forever, and it just doesn't. And that's what I'm talking about. You start really thinking about, life keeps moving, man, and we're getting older, and you just have to start accepting things. But Skip was truly one of the best. I don't have to tell anybody that, but changed my life.
How did he recruit you, Todd? You got any good recruiting stories with Skip?
I got offered 25%, so I think that's a story in itself. He ain't giving away money. And I was the Louisiana Player of the Year, And so,
that's so good.
I had to combat that with a full ride to Oklahoma State and a full ride offer from Texas A&M. And this, keep in mind, this is before they had ever won anything. This is 1990, my fall of my senior year, and Beetle Bailey did a lot of the talking. I met with him a bunch, and I think the greatest story is what Doug Thompson said, where he was getting recruited pretty heavily by Ron Polk. And he really wanted to go to LSU. And Skip Bertman brings him in the office, and he says, let me guess, Ron Polk said you're going to be the ace, you're going to be the star, you're going to be you're going to be the reason why we win. And Doug told Skip, he goes, yeah, he told me that. And here's what Skip said. He said, look, we're going to go to Omaha with or without you. So that's kind of was my experience too. Like, they didn't need me. And then, of course, they win the national championship for the first time in 1991. I had already signed in February of that same year. Tookie Johnson leaves. We're stacked 5 deep at second base. And he was always, I just remember him just genuinely being positive to me, which I didn't have any idea that I would start over all those guys, Keon Cook and Mike Neal, who had some at-bats in Omaha for the national championship team. Russ Johnson was there as a freshman with me, who ended up being one of the greatest shortstops to play there. And, we were battling it out. And I remember in the fall, after the 8 weeks in the fall, he brought me in and said, if the season started tomorrow, you'd start at second base. And it was that scene out of Major League where Willie Mays Hayes can't celebrate making the team, so he runs out in the parking lot and he starts doing dance. That was it. And so,
yes.
From that moment on, man, I just had all the confidence in the world. And, Skip was a big part of
that. Skip was a master motivator. Anything come to mind? Is there a moment where you felt like you needed, as a player, where you needed motivating and Skip delivered?
I think he was so intimidating early on that I think my ultimate goal was just to make him proud. And because of that, I wasn't going to stay out late. I say stop drinking. In Louisiana, back when I grew up, you could get away with drinking in high school. Right. Unfortunately for me. But so the story goes, when I got to college, I didn't do it anymore. Stopped drinking beer. So, just set up straight. Went to chapel, went to services, went to early to practice all the time. And it was all because I was trying to just impress him, and he had that kind of impact on my life before he really even said anything. And I have a picture of me and Brett Laxton and him walking off the field in 1993 when we won the second national championship there at the school, and we're all laughing and proud. And I just look at that picture today, and I think that was my ultimate goal, is just to make him proud. And I think as a whole, we did that. And so that was all the motivation I needed.
Todd Walker is with us here as we remember the great Skip Bertman. There's these two buckets, T-Dub, where we talk about Skip the motivator, and anyone who's ever heard him talk just gets it, right? But one of my observations, getting to know Skip in my professional life later, right? I mean, I was a fan as a kid, but the thing that struck me every time I talked to Skip off air in my professional life, Todd, like, he knows everything about baseball, even today. Like, he could rattle off big leaguers right now. What struck you about Skip's baseball IQ playing for him?
The one thing that really snuck out really specifically was when teams would try to steal on us, we were pitching out. It was unbelievable. They'd sit there for 3 pitches, and now I kind of know the trick. You pick off enough to kind of get an idea that maybe somebody's trying something. But even when he didn't, it seemed like every single time the opposing team tried to take a base, we pitched out. And it didn't mean we threw him out every time, but he knew those type of things, you know. He was a pitching guy, so a lot of, Rick Green and Ronnie Rance and those guys could tell you, Paul Bird, Chad Auger could tell you about, how smart he was there. But I just remember specifically seeing that, and there's a video when we were in Omaha playing Long Beach State at the end there where he comes up to me on deck and he goes, "Here's what's about to happen. They're going to walk Russ Johnson and they're going to walk you to get to Harry Berrios with the bases loaded." I think we were tied at the time 5-5. They walk Russ Johnson to go first, third with 1 out, which set up the double play. And they did not walk me because they had a lefty on the mound named Gabe the Blade Gonzalez. And that's the one where I ripped it at first. He easily could have caught it and stepped on a bag and they're out of the inning. But it goes into right. And Dave Snow, the manager for Long Beach State to this day, still has to be thinking, why didn't I just pitch to the next guy, Harry Berrios? But that's what Skip told me was going to happen at that time, which tells you that was the right move, And it's just certain things like that. I remember we played, I want to say it was the Maine Black Bears. They came down for the weekend, and he goes, "Look," and I think I got this story right, but he goes, "They're going to be running around like crazy because they've been indoors for 3 months, and it's going to be a tough first game. They're going to beat us, and they might beat us badly." And if you can go look it up, but I think they did. They beat us bad the first game, and then he goes, and then we will settle in and we'll win the next 2. And if I remember correctly, that's how it went down. So he could just predict things that that would play out that nobody else could really do.
Todd Walker's with us. Couple more for you, T-Dub. As your playing career ended, and obviously you stayed so close to the program for many obvious reasons, and now as a broadcaster as well. How did your relationship with Skip evolve later in life?
I felt like those times when we went to lunch that he was more into people, like he was enjoying life, like he would laugh. He was slow to speak and quick to listen, and he would just enjoy being around people and living life a little more than he may have when he was coaching. And that's the first thing, I noticed when we'd go to lunch around him. Now, he still loves talking baseball because that's what he knew best, but he would ask questions about your own life. I'm not sure he cared about my high school career. When I first got to LSU, he didn't ask me much about, the Airline Vikings. But later in life, he started really, I think, digging into people's lives and wanting to really understand and know. But, the greatest thing about Skip, too, and you can probably relate, he was accessible. He was a superstar in that city, yet he was relatable, and people could walk up to him and ask him questions, and he wasn't going to blow you off, And I think that was the greatest. He treated everybody, I thought, with respect.
The great Todd Walker here on a day where we remember Skip Bertman. I would assume, Todd, you'll be in town for the services whenever they announce them?
Yeah, they haven't, and I don't even know. Did he just died in his sleep? I guess, huh?
Yeah. So I got a text last night, Todd, that we knew Skip was in the hospital, but that he had taken a turn for the worse. And they probably didn't think he was going to make it through the night. And Verge Osbury texted me this morning, and it was about 1:30 in the morning. Skip passed in his sleep with his daughters by his side, so it was very peaceful, which is which I think is great.
Yeah, my dad went the same way. So again, it's been rough, but I think if you look back and if we think of our own lives, I don't know that I'd have it any other way. If I can live to be 88 and have that type of legacy and career, I mean, pretty special. And yes, I'll definitely be there whenever they announce everything.
We'll see you then, man. It's always great to talk. Sorry it's not under better circumstances, but we appreciate the time today, man.
Well, it'll be a cool run next year. It'll be a complete tribute to Skip Bertman throughout the year, whatever LSU baseball does. I think I'm really looking forward to that.
I have a sneaking suspicion it might just go pretty well for the good guys this year.
The odd seasons always work out, man. 23, 25, and now here we go into 27.
Let's do it, man. Todd Walker, thank you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right. It's after further review. We are brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens, parishrestoration.com. Jim Woodworth and the gang over there do great work. I say it all the time. They have these Sprinter vans. If you're not familiar with how the process works, they have these Sprinter vans with the hoses that are sort of like coiled into the van. So, I mean, they pull up, they grab the hose, it just uncoils as they go into your house, your office, whatever it may be. They'll spray the patented non-toxic dry fog, close up all the windows and the doors, let it dwell. As soon as the fog dissipates, you're back in free, clear, clean smelling, mold-free. It's awesome. It's mold remediation done right the first time. Maybe you have odor from smoke. Maybe you have odor from pets in a home or an office building. You want to get rid of that odor? They can help. It's Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Thanks to Jeff Landry, who joined us right at the top of the show. Todd Walker, just there. Of course, Terry will be here in 30 minutes. We'll continue our tribute to Skip Bertman. You know I have some thoughts, and I'd love to share them with you next here on AFR.
AFR.
Rev Fiber is a proud partner of LSU Athletics, REV, revfiber.com, revfiber.com, revfiber.com. This is high-speed internet, home automation, security, phone, cable. They can do it all, bundle it all together. They're going to give you better pricing than whoever you're with now. And maybe the best part is the localized customer service. I mean, one of the most annoying parts, we've all been there, right? Internet at your home or office, whatever goes out, and you're on the phone with the call center, and you're routed to an overseas call center. Well, at Rev, they're local. They've been local for 90 years. Their call centers are here in Louisiana. So you're calling someone who's down the street. And when their technicians come to help, like, they're prompt and they work really hard. I mean, I remember when we switched to Rev, my goodness, the technicians were at our home all day. They did an awesome job, answered all our questions. Rev Fiber, R-E-V, revfiber.com, revfiber.com. If you need a metal building, you need Proform Steel, proformla.com, proformla.com. Really easy. By the way, when we're talking about metal buildings, I mean, this is, quite literally any size, from a shed in your backyard to, you think about those big giant industrial buildings there, like an industrialplex, any size metal building. You need a metal building built right from design to delivery. That's Proform Steel. So go to the website. You can request a quote. So you design your building, your size, finishes, whatever, and then you hit the request a quote button, and then boom, someone will call you same day and give you that quote. Everything is local. All materials are made in the U.S. of A., and delivery is free on everything. No exceptions. No matter how big or small a building you might buy from Proform Steel, they deliver it for free, no exceptions. Proformla.com. Request a quote today online at proformla.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, Ryan Terry will be with us here in studio for the Right Radio Hours. How appropriate to have Ryan here on a Friday and to honor Skip. And if you're not familiar, Ryan and Skip, he'll talk more about it when he's here. But obviously Ryan played for Skip, but their relationship grew even closer in his post-playing days. They lived near each other. Skip was often at Traction doing physical therapy. They coffee all the time. The kids would go see Skip and Sandy all the time. The first call I made this morning when I woke up and found out was to Ryan, just offer condolences and check on him. So I'm glad he'll be here today, and I'm excited to get his thoughts and share some memories on Skip. If I can give you just a brief moment of candor. I always try to be candid and honest with you, but something I may otherwise not say, just because in this industry, there's an old adage, they don't know if you don't tell them. So there's some stuff that it's like the duck that's calm above the water, but underwater, the feet are flapping really fast. I've thought about this day for a long time, especially after Miss Sandy died about 16 months ago or so. It was last March of 25. And these are the types of things that when you're in this industry, you have to be prepared for. Because you have to be prepared to honor that person. We have to have stories at LouisianaSports.net. We have to have people that will come on the air. We want to have tributes ready and photos. I mean, you have to be prepared for it. It's a weird thing to do, but it is part of the job. So I have had a lot of time to think about what this day would be like when we lost Skip. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, man, I refuse to be sad today. I'm not going to be sad today. There will be a celebration of life, the funeral services, and no doubt there's going to be people that mourn, and I may cry at that point, but it ain't going to be today. Because I keep going back to celebrating one of the most incredible lives we have ever seen here. This man was 88 years old, and look at what he accomplished. He was married for 63 years to Miss Sandy. 4 children, 4 grandchildren. I mean, we could just talk about the baseball stuff. We all know the 5 national titles, the 11 trips to Omaha, the 16 NCAA tournament appearances, the 7 SEC titles. Dude won 50 games, 5-0, 9 times. 6-time National Coach of the Year, 7-time SEC Coach of the Year, highest winning percentage in SEC history. The 1988 Olympic assistant coach when they won the gold. Head coach for the Olympics in 96 when they won the bronze. 41 MLB players. His number 15 is retired. Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. American Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. College Baseball Hall of Fame. LSU Athletics Hall of Fame. Dude has done, what a life. That's just the in the dugout part. That's just the in the dugout part. That alone is extraordinary. And after 18 years as LSU's baseball coach, 25 years ago, he stepped out of the dugout and became the athletic director. And then his athletic director career as an administrator. He inherited Nick Saban as the head coach, but obviously was the AD when they won the national championship in 2003, the first in 45 years. Nick Saban has spoken glowingly about his relationship with Skip Bertman and the type of athletic director Skip was. Remember, Skip was the most influential and most popular figure in LSU athletics at the time, and part of his job when he moved into the AD role was they needed someone popular who could implement the seat license, what they call the tradition fund. That happened under Skip's watch because they needed someone who was popular enough that could get it through. And as hard of a thing as that was, because it just changed the economics of the fans that would sit in Tiger Stadium forever, it was something that financially allowed LSU to scale for these last 25 years and become what they become in football. That's because of Skip. He hired Les Miles, who won a national championship. He hired Paul Maneri, who won a national championship. He hired Chuck Winstead, who won a national championship in golf. He hired Dennis Shaver, who's won, forgive me, Coach Shaver, I've lost count how many championships Shaver's won in men's, women's, indoor, outdoor, individual. His incredible legacy as an administrator. That's in addition to the dugout. I've said this for so many years on air that when I look at the most influential sports figures in the history of this state, I'm not talking about the best athletes. I'm talking about the most influential sports figures. We talk about Huey Long, who in the 1920s was the catalyst for getting Tiger Stadium built, and we all know the whole thing where they built it as a dorm with the field in the middle. It's how they got the legislature to pay for it. I mean, Huey Long built Tiger Stadium. He's a massive influential figure, sports figure in this state. John McKithen, who's responsible for building the Superdome. And think about, since 1975, what the Dome has hosted. Super Bowls, Final Fours, world-class boxing, MMA, motocross, WrestleMania, national championship games, Sugar Bowls. Think about the events that the facility has hosted. The attention and economy that's brought to Louisiana. John McKithen, Tom Benson, the NFL, and whatever you say about him, and he had his warts, no doubt. But the NFL and the NBA are still in Louisiana because of Tom Benson. Period. Full stop. Like, Skip Bertman is on that list. Like, when Skip Bertman came along, nobody cared about LSU baseball or college baseball. He built a full-on economy around a sport nobody cared about. Try to explain to a 12-year-old today that there was a time when LSU students would go study at Alec Box Stadium because it was quieter than the library. That's like you're talking about a planet where humans live on Mars. It's just not a thing. Skip built that from nothing. As a motivator, a marketer, a promoter, a businessman, and an incredible baseball coach. I mean, everything we see in college baseball today is because of Skip Bertman. I mean, I was a kid and I'm watching regional games in the early 90s on TV when that wasn't a thing. I mean, ESPN started to broadcast the College World Series, but weekend games and regional games, like, that was Skip. And Skip showed everyone else, hey, this is a model where college baseball can make money. And look around this state. Look at the facilities in Lafayette and Hammond and New Orleans and all over this in Lake Charles. Look at the baseball facilities these colleges have. It's because of him. Incredible legacy. But maybe most important, it's the people, man. Skip, everyone has a Skip story. Everyone. A lot of people have Skip impressions, too. Ooh, big guy. Like, we literally call Matthew Musso Muse because of Skip. Skip would come in here, and he would be like, is Matthew Musso going to call me? Like, whenever we'd have him as a guest. Like, that's why we call him Muse. Because of Skip. Because Skip called him Musso. I mean, everyone has a Skip story. Everyone. Because he cared about everyone. And maybe your Skip story is you like so many people my age, you have the photo from the Skip Bertman baseball camp where there's Skip sitting in a chair or on a knee or in the dugout at the box and you're a little kid standing next to him with your Skip Bertman camp t-shirt on. Like, everybody has that picture. Or maybe you went and took hacks at Skip Bertman's Grand Slam in Industrialplex. God did that so much. Maybe you just happened to be at the box with your kids and Skip was strolling through and you stopped to say hello and he talked to you and treated you like you were the most important person in his life in that moment. You took a photo and it's a moment you cherish. Like, he cared about people. That's why it's such great influence, because he genuinely cared about these people, all people. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and there's a confluence of circumstance in life that you don't control. Like, my family moved to Baton Rouge from New Orleans in July of 1989. Going into 1989, LSU football was supposed to be awesome. They had the great season in 88, and Hodson was coming back for his senior year. I had a Hodson for Heisman poster, and they face planted. And they had 6 straight losing seasons. That coincided with Skip's kaboom. So while everybody was so bummed about football sucking in the end of Archer and the Curley era, which is, again, kids, there was a point where LSU had 6 straight losing seasons in football. And it wasn't that long ago. It was in my lifetime. But Skip starts winning national titles every year. And people wanted something to cheer for. And that was when we all became baseball obsessed. God, some of my best memories of my life, man, are my dad picking me and my brother up from baseball practice, and we'd shoot on over to the box and catch the middle 3 because they stopped tearing tickets after the 3rd inning. You could just walk in. So we just walk in, watch the middle 3, get the lucky seat program. Maybe it was a Tuesday against McNeese, so there was 50 people. Maybe more than that, but like it seemed like everybody won the lucky seat, and you go with your lucky seat. You get a little autographed bat with the Piccadilly logo on it and everything, like the little miniature bat. I mean, I probably have 50 of those from the 91 team. Johnny Telechia, Lyle Mouton. I mean, I got the whole starting 9. Rich Cardani, Armando Rios. Got a job. Gary Email. I got them all. Like, it's amazing, man. You tell adult Matt, or you tell kid Matt, 1991, 93, Matt, hey, one day you're going to Skip Bertman's going to know your name and you're going to interview him and he's going to be so complimentary of you and the job you do. I'm still floored by that. Because it's Skip freaking Bertman. It's Skip. I mean, just incredible, man. I mean, an incredible life, an incredible legacy, an incredibly kind man who cared about people, freaking amazing sense of humor. And a lot of people have heard the Skip stories over the years and heard a lot of the jokes and all, but the ability to motivate a truly remarkable human, an amazing life, and one that I'm choosing to celebrate today instead of choosing to mourn. I understand there's a lot of people who are sad and who are hurting and they've lost a piece of themselves today. And I'll get to that point, no doubt, where I'll choose to be sad and be in my feels a little bit. But today is a day where I can't help do anything but just focus on the incredible life that this man lived and the fact that now he is healthy and reunited with Miss Sandy, and we get to sit here and celebrate the amazing legacy he left for us here and for generations that will remember him quite literally forever. What a legacy that is. Okay. I could keep going. I'm going to go to break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1. Terrio's in studio in about 13 minutes from right now, and we'll continue. We got Bill Daly, Mike Bianco, Ron Polk. We got a ton to do today, and glad you're here at AFR.
After further review.
Weekend's upon us, y'all. Great opportunity to spend part of your weekend hanging out by the pool. Something I do every weekend during this time of year. Eric and I love to get in the pool. Drew loves to swim. You want your own backyard paradise, your outdoor oasis pool, outdoor kitchen? Our friends at Duplessis Pools can do that for you. You can start right now online, duplessispools.com, duplessispools.com, duplessispools.com. And I've been telling you this week, they've updated the website with a new feature. It's a 3D modeling feature. So go to duplessispools.com. This is actually really cool, even if you're not trying to buy a pool, just to tool around. Paulie's doing it right there if you're watching. You just pick one of the pool designs, and then you just start choosing all your features. What tiling you want, what coping you want. Do you want lights? Do you want a water wall? Do you want a pool like a sun deck? It'll keep adding it on there. You'll see it build itself out. It'll add to the price. So you can do it as you go right there. Boom. DuplessisPools.com. Check them out online, y'all. DuplessisPools.com. DuplessisPools.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Thanks for hanging out with us here. If you missed Governor Jeff Landry at the top of the show, did let us know that he's ordering statewide that flags in the state buildings be flown at half staff in memory of legendary coach Skip Bertman, which is an awesome thing. So excited to see that. Actually, my buddy Patrick Coogan, former Tiger pitcher, obviously former Tiger All-American, just sent me a photo out at LSU. It looks like this might be in front of Lod Cook. The photo he sent me. That the flags there are already at half staff in memory of Skip, which is really cool. My buddy Keith Neal, who's the commissioner of the OMV in the state, sent me this as well. They've posted this photo, which is really cool. It's a custom Louisiana license plate with the baseball national championship with 15, which of course is Skip's jersey number, which is retired, with a rest in peace Coach Bertman tag there. So a lot of different tributes are coming in today, honoring the life and the legacy of Skip Bertman. So really, really cool thing around the state that a lot of the state departments are doing, and then obviously just whenever you take a peek at social media, you want to get a good feel good in your belly. Just search Skip Bertman. just search Skip Bertman on Twitter. And it's just a never-ending parade of tributes. The Arkansas baseball Twitter feed sending their condolences to the family and friends of Skip Bertman. Mississippi State baseball and Coach Ron Polk, who will be with us in hour number 3, has a tribute up as well from the Mississippi State baseball account. It's people in and around baseball, in and around college athletics. Just a day where a titan of the industry and a living legend is gone, and everyone is stopping and pausing to remember Skip Bertman appropriately, and we're going to keep doing that throughout the show today. So thanks to Jeff Landry. Todd Walker was with us. Terrio's here right after the top of the hour. We'll have Bill Daly, Mike Bianco, Ron Polk, Blair Barbier with us. Matter of fact, Dr. Eddie Furnish just got back to me. We're going to see if we can make this work. I'm not sure if it'll work with his schedule, but hopefully we can get Eddie in here as well. It'll be so appropriate if we could. It is after further review. We're going to knock out a quick break. SportsCenter's coming up. We just caught up on national headlines. Come back, and Terrio is going to be in studio. We're excited to continue our show today, wall to wall, paying tribute to the great Skip Bertman, who we lost earlier today at the age of 88.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Hancock Whitney Bank, proud partner of LSU Athletics and proud partner of the New Orleans Saints. HancockWhitney.com/Matt, M-A-T-T, my name. HancockWhitney.com/Matt. If you want to go learn more, they got checking and savings accounts. And I love the Hancock Whitney app. I've told you this before. We've been talking about Hancock Whitney and partnering with them for long enough. And appropriately, because this is my bank. Quite literally, for as long as I've had a checking account, Hancock Whitney has been my bank. And as I've moved around Baton Rouge in different places, my branch is different. My branch now is the branch right there on Highland near I-10, just kind of in front of the Country Club of Louisiana, if you're familiar with it. Like, I walk in, they know me by name. And it makes it way easier when you're trying to move money. Obviously, when your bankers know you and they know your financial situation, the Hancock Whitney app is a total financial center on your phone. Learn more and get to know your banker at Hancock Whitney. HancockWhitney.com/Matt. HancockWhitney.com/MATT.